Sir, would you like to say something? Pastor, someone want to go?
I have searched for 67 years to find a church that I could call my home. So, we are going to invite the elders of the church to come to our home this week. We have some very special news for you. And we will share this news with the elders of the church. And then, when they are fully convinced, they can deliver the news to you. And I'd like to invite my wife to say a few words at this moment. And she can come up and say a few words, which is more eloquent than I am. And I have found in this lovely country, this church, where I have looked all my life to find and now have found it. So if you would come up, Janelle.
Yes, hello down the back, I can see you too. I said this morning, I shared with James, and James found me yesterday. He shared with Pastor Amos what happened, and that will be told another day, I think. My husband, he's concerned for the order and out of respect to your leadership of this wonderful congregation and you beautiful people. Your pastor and the elders have much learning this week. We talked, or the pastors talked this morning about the kingdom of God. Jesus spoke in the time that he lived 1977 years ago, just before he went to the cross, resurrected on the same day, and ascended 49 days later in front of 522 witnesses that saw him go. He shared much about the kingdom of God that was prophetic of this time now. The kingdom of God has not been preached. The kingdom of God that you have heard of from the televised Christian TV, the evangelists out there, they have not been preaching the kingdom of God. They have been preaching more about tithing, money, faith, all kinds of things, except the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God has always been within you. And Jesus was talking about the time when he would come back at the end of the age. That's this time now. Do you know that we have only 678 days until Daniel's end of time, as he saw it? 678 days. So if Jesus had to be back at the end of the age, then he had to have been back some time ago, because we have less than 2 years to go. Now, that is nothing to fear, not for anybody in Fiji. It is all very good. And ladies, I want you to understand, and this is information that will be shared where your pastors are comfortable and absolutely convinced themselves from their own hearing, just like the woman at the well. When he spoke to the woman at the well, she went away and told others, and then they came back, and then they said, it's not because of her report, it's because of what they heard with their own ears. So, Brian and myself want to get to know your pastors this week at our cottage. This is the sense of humour of the angels. Our cottage is just down at the Sky Lodge, and it's number 12A. And its measurements measured through GPS. This is what God does. God measures his temple. His temple is the earth. And everywhere he goes, he measures everything because that gives him something to work with. It gives him a number that is then converted into language, and the truth that will set mankind free, is then revealed. Our cottage, the numbers revealed when we got there, in the heavens is the shepherd's hut. The shepherd's hut. So we are inviting the pastors to the shepherd's hut all of this week, each night, so that you can come and learn the good news for all of Fiji and the rest of the world. I want you to understand something very significant. The rest of the world is in turmoil. They are in tribulation. They have rejected the good news that we will share with your pastors this week. They have actually condemned themselves through their rejection, their arrogance. They think they know everything. They are not humble. They are not the meek. Jesus said that the meek will inherit the earth. And you are all gathered here at this time, the end of the age. You have been born again. Born again means to be reborn through the flesh. Mothers, the only way onto the earth is through our womb. For our children, we bring God forth through our children. So, the kingdom of God comes to Fiji. That is the good news. And your pastors will learn everything this week so that they can be comfortable. It will take some re-education, some rethinking, some relearning. The truth. Jesus said the truth will set you free. They will learn the truth. They will then be able to explain that truth so that you understand in your own language. And then it is very important, and your